on, let's go with it.
Right, darling. So, so thank you for doing this recorded. What I thought we'd do is make it a watch party later.
All right, yeah, yeah.
I don't know if you've done that, but so then people can comment without it interrupting the flow of your session. And
Right,
anything that you're not happy with being shown here, we just won't show it. Because the
right,
outcome
okay.
needs to be that you get what you need out of it rather than it be a promotion just for me.
Right, okay, lovely.
So lovely. I'll work with a mixture of pure coaching questions, you know, the traditional coaching,
Mhm.
some reflection, maybe intuition, which we know we comes from our unconscious thinking. Are you comfortable with all of that?
Yeah, absolutely fine. Yeah,
So we've got an hour.
right,
What would you like to work on in this session?
okay. So I think you got my message, didn't you? And I wanted to work on uh, the fact that I'm moving my business from one thing to another, transitioning. I
Yeah.
wanted to work on that. Yeah.
Okay. Tell me a bit more about that.
So currently, I am working as a psychic medium, doing readings for people using the cards, things like that. And I've found that it's great and I love it and I've done it for 30 odd years. But what's happening now, as I'm growing and evolving and the deeper work I'm doing, I just feel that my work's shifting and I'm called to work in a bigger way. So I've found that when I'm working with people, there's a point where you can only take them to. And with the cards, they're great because they give insight and they bring conscious what's unconscious. But there's no kind of, what I really wanted to incorporate was some form of healing or clearing with that.
Okay. And so what do you want to use this session for?
So I really want to kind of look into that and see if I'm making the right decision around that and how I can develop and evolve that and not be so fearful of stepping into that new role because I've got a fear of, people know you as one thing, you've built that up, and then all of a sudden you're going, oh, I'm doing this now. And it's that transition that, I'm worried about, really.
How formed in your mind is the role that you want to step into?
At the moment, there's a view of it, but not a clear view. It's a bit like the parts are floating about, but I haven't got those parts yet, if that makes sense.
Mm, mm. And because of that, that'll probably be the reason why you're not sure if you're making the right decision and why you might be fearful around it because you haven't got the clarity of what it is in the way that will make you feel confident.
Mm-hmm.
So would it make sense then for you if we looked at creating a really clear picture of what that role would be, how it would work, who it would benefit, how it would benefit you, how it would play out in your life?
Yeah, that would be perfect. Yeah.
Okay? So if you were to imagine what that would be like,
Mm-hmm.
as though you're living in it already, what are the parts that you already see? So what components have we already got in place in your mind?
Right. Okay, so the components we've already got in place is me facilitating others to clear their pathway. So I can see that and the process I'm going to use to do that. What else can I see? I can see wanting to run it on a bigger scale.
What's that look like?
That looks like a seminar or workshop. Yeah.
Keep talking.
So there'd probably be about 100 people that I'd be facilitating. It would have a set process that we go through. And after they'd done that, I'd like to facilitate them in learning this skill and having my own modality that people can use and take away with them.
Lovely.
Yeah.
What else? What else do you see?
I see me developing some products, and also on my website, which we're going to get on with today, creating some mini packages that people can access and start to begin to experience the work.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is what you see in your mind at the moment.
Yeah. Yes.
Where do you feel drawn in investigating and exploring the bigger picture? Which aspect of that? Because it sounds to me like you've got one-to-one packages, you've got your products, you've got your bigger scale workshops and seminars where there's 100 people at it. You've got your creating your own modalities, and then you've also got the pathway to clearing. So that would be, business to consumer, wouldn't it? Business to client. But then you've also got the idea of teaching people how to become teachers of your modalities.
Yes.
So you've got a really good foundation here. We just need to make it clear so you can see how it would work out. Which part of that do you want to become clearer about?
The mini packages that I'm going to offer on my website, and what I want to offer. What packages I want to offer, and how I'm going to price that, and what I'm going to call it, and all of those kinds of things.
So if that's what we worked on in this session, is that what you'd want to leave with? Out of all of those things on there, facilitating groups for clearing, bigger scale workshops and seminars for 100 people, then creating your own modalities. I'd
like to look at probably creating seminars for people. Yeah.
Okay. So just to get some clarity, then out of the mini packages or creating the seminars, which are for 100 people of your modalities,
yes,
the one you like to work on in this session is the seminars.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. We can do mini packages in the next one.
Yeah.
So what did you feel just then?
Excited. Yeah. I don't know if you watched my body language. I just felt, wow, it just opened my heart and just makes me feel really good about that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you notice a difference in the way you felt about working on the mini packages?
Yeah, it was a bit like, yeah, that's fine and that's good and that's what I want to do, but it weren't like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, because what I sensed was, the goal for this session is to work on you playing bigger in the world. Yeah. And then when you said, to work on the mini packages, that seemed like, within your reach, and you could do that. You could leave with a plan and go away and do it. But really, the bit that would be you playing bigger in the world, that would excite you and require you to really be your brilliance is the seminars. Yeah. Okay, so let's start with the end in mind.
Okay. Yeah.
And, at any point you're welcome to close your eyes when I ask you these questions, because I'm a massive believer that when your eyes are open and you're trying to imagine something, it's a bit like being in a glass box at the movie cinema. So you're trying to watch a movie, meanwhile all the lights coming in, there's all the distractions around, and it dilutes how clear you can see something.
Yeah.
So I want you to imagine that you're at the end of running your first seminar. You've had 100 people at it.
Yeah.
And from what you've told me already, a little bit, we're going to scratch the surface, you've taught your modalities, your ways, the Nicola Green ways, and it's been the success that you dreamt of. Mm-hmm. Tell me, you're right at the end. Perhaps I'm backstage and you've come back out, or the closest person in your life's backstage. What is it that you are feeling to start off with?
excited, enthusiastic, and accomplished. Yeah.
Okay, and stay with your eyes shut, actually, because I think that's good for you. So it's gone amazing. How long was the seminar for? When you look back, you've done it, you've achieved it. It's been your dream come true. When you look back, how long did you deliver the seminar for?
An hour.
Okay. Describe to me the layout of the room.
So there is a little bit of a platform that I'm stood on.
Yeah.
There is chairs around so people can see, but lots of space, lots of light and airy space. Wooden floor. There'd be like boards up, or like things that I would have there. There'd be candles and there'd be music, and just being present. Yeah.
Tell me about the boards. You said there'd be boards up. What's on the boards? What's the purpose of the boards for you?
The boards have like images that talk about what it is I do and things. So on there's like example pictures and things like that.
Lovely.
So people can get a better understanding.
And when you say there's chairs in the room, are they in rows? Are they in a semicircle? Are they round?
Almost like a horseshoe shape, yeah.
Lovely. Is it night or day?
Night.
Okay. What time do you think it is?
About 7.
Lovely. Does it start at 7 or finish at 7?
Starts at 7.
Who's in the room that's Team Nicola? As in part of your crew, part of your team, taking tickets?
My lovely friend Loretta, maybe my daughter might be there. Maybe another friend. About 3 of us, 4 of us, including me.
And what have people arrived with coats, or is it summer? What is it that they're wearing? What are you wearing?
Yeah, they're arriving with coats and things. I'm wearing a dress and heels. Smart, but not too over the top. And everybody else is dressed nicely, not over the top, but dressed nicely.
So everybody else, is that the participants or Team Nicola?
So the rest of the participants are coming that are dressed nicely. Yeah.
Okay. And where do you think the venue is? As you look around, can you recognise the venue? Is it one you've been in before?
No, I don't recognise the venue. I know it's a big space. Yeah.
And it's important to you that it's big and airy.
Yes, yeah.
Natural wood floors. Okay, so now I want you to imagine that you are stood on that platform you mentioned. You stood at the front, and it's towards the end of your 60 minutes that you've given. What expressions can you see on people's faces as you are delivering your work?
Interest, enthusiasm, and like wisdom, light bulbs going on. And shifts. Emotional.
Yeah.
Connected. Yeah.
Lovely. And then as you look back over the hour, what style of facilitation do you see that you have used that's created these light bulb moments, these shifts, this emotion? What style of delivery has brought that to the surface for them that you
Humour, being down to earth and being fully connected with who I'm talking to.
When you look back at yourself, how do you see yourself moving around the room? Talk to me about how you're moving, your body language, your position, your...
I don't have any shoes on because that helps me to feel grounded and feel the ground.
Yeah.
I'm walking around the room and really connecting, looking into people's eyes. Touch is important, that I'm really connecting with who I'm bringing people up, and I'm working with them one-to-one so people can see that facilitation and the shifts.
What else do you see? As you're looking just now, what else do you see? So you just added a component in there, which sounds valuable. You're bringing people up and you're working with people on a one-to-one.
Yeah.
Tell me more about that. Tell me.
This really gets me to feel connected with who I'm working with and present with them. And again, I feel that the audience are going to feel that shift. It's not something you're going to see, they're going to feel it. So not only we're going to be shifting that person, we're also going to be shifting something within others as I'm healing and working with this person.
And so when you say you work with them one-to-one, just tell me where you do that. Do you do that from their seat to you standing at the front, or do you bring...
No, I'd have 2 seats at the front where I'd call them up and ask anybody that wanted to take part or feels drawn towards doing so to come up.
And what sort of case do you imagine that was that you worked on in your imagination just then? That person that came up to the front that needed a healing, needed a transformation, needed a shift.
Connecting with who they truly are, making those shifts and transitions to deeply feel into the body and who they are and why they're here. Almost like a remembrance of, almost like coming home feeling.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What's the value of that to someone? As you're just playing the scene out in your mind, what value is that to that person?
The value to that person is, for so long they've been walking around asleep and trying to fit in, they've been living a lie to themselves. So it's almost like that shift, that light bulb of, oh my God, this is who I am. Yeah.
And so when you work back to closer to arrival, and people are just sitting down, you've done your introduction, what's the first piece that you teach in this, being bigger in the world, serving a bigger purpose? What's the first piece when you look into the 60 minutes that you teach that you think gives them the most value for the time that you've got?
Allowing them to hear my story, to know that I'm no different, no better, no worse than them, and that if I can do it, they can. And just an example of, despite having things happen in your life, despite whatever's going on, you can get in touch with that side of yourself and become all that you need to be.
So the first part is you teaching leading by example.
Yeah.
And then, not that I want to put words in your mouth, but knowing you as I do, you like people to do the work on themselves because you never want people to feel that their power's been taken away, that they need you.
Yeah.
What exercise, and I recognise that this is because I know you, so in normal coaching, words into people's mouths, but what exercise do you want them to do, or what outcome from the exercise do you want them to have? So you can answer either one. What if you want to explain the exercise, you can. Or
So it would be like a group meditation about going back to that wounded heal, that inner child, and becoming more connected and embodied and integrating that energy within themselves.
Lovely. How long will that take?
Probably do about 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes or something.
Lovely. So what else do you want to do in this 1 hour seminar that is helping people be reintroduced to themselves, that can be connected, free of illusions and that feeling of coming home? What else can you do in the 1 hour that gets them on that journey?
Channel messages.
Channel messages. Okay. So let's just have a little look at timings here.
Yeah, I know. We're just thinking that. Yeah.
We've got 2 days worth of stuff.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can open your eyes for this bit because we're going to slip into a bit of logical mind.
Okay, yeah.
That was really good. I know you're really practiced at this, and but I like people to close their eyes so I get their kind of unfiltered answers rather than the logical doing answers. We get to play out the imagination. This bit, we will use a little bit of logic.
Yeah.
When you think about it, you have, I think the components I've got written down here is you're going to do your introduction, your story, you know, why you are the person that they that you're right to lead them on this journey. You're going to do that bit. Then you're going to do 15 to 20 minutes meditation.
Yeah.
Integrating them back to themselves, looking at that wounded inner child, doing some work on that, and then making them fully themselves. Then you're going to channel some messages. Then you're going to do a one-to-one on stage. And I think you actually said a couple of one-to-ones on stage. This is all great stuff. Yeah. I'm wondering if it's an hour, less or more. What do you feel?
Probably about 3 hours.
Lovely. And why is it that you said an hour to start off with? What was?
I think that was my comfort zone. Yeah.
Have you been on a platform before? I know the answer.
Yeah. Yes.
And how many people have you been in front of before?
300.
We're not talking about your christening, are we?
No. We're talking about no, we're not.
So, what is it that you know to be true when you get on your feet and you're in front of a large audience? How do you feel when you're on your feet? Is time a factor or not?
Once I get going, probably not. Once I'm kind of in the flow and stride, I'm not really thinking about it. Yeah.
So I guess what I'm saying is when you get up to do it, you're not thinking about this needs to be finished in 59 minutes.
Yeah.
Because that's all that I only have 59 minutes worth of confidence.
Yeah, that's when it runs out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my curfew. That's when I turn into a pumpkin. 59 minutes.
I already have. Oh God. Yeah.
So when you stand up, you're then in flow, aren't you? You're all that you. That's what I noticed about you. I'm in flow. I'm connected to what I'm doing. I'm focused. So the initial time limit was to keep you feeling comfortable. And yet the way you describe being on the platform, on the stage, also looked like a form of comfort. Because flow can feel, to me, when I speak to you, like your flow is your comfort.
Yeah.
So now when we think about the timing for your seminar to 100
yeah.
what timing is actually ideal for them to have the experiences, those outcomes that you mentioned that you want them to have, feeling they've had some light bulb moments, feeling like they've had a shift, a transformation, that the emotion has come up and therefore out, that they feel empowered and they feel connected. Realistically, how much time do you think you need to allocate for that outcome, and therefore the components that are going to lead to that outcome, that also keeps you at your peak performance throughout it? When I say peak performance, I mean that flow, that really connected, powerful flow. And what also keeps them in a space of before they get to saturation. Because there's a balance in there.
Yeah.
To give them, 4 days worth of information. It's whether you get the outcome in 4 days or whether they got the outcome in 2 hours. So without leading you at all, what do you think that level of time is?
Probably half a day, I would say. 10 till 4 or something.
10 till 4. So we've gone from 1 hour to...
Well, we have, haven't we? 7 till 8, 8 till 9.
To half an hour, to half a day, to 10 to 4. This is quite fluid. What's feeling this idea?
What's going on? Yeah, I know.
So just a second, because I think what we've got here is 3 goals.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yes.
We're picking. I think what I've just heard is 3 goals. We've got an evening workshop, we've got half a day, and we've got 10 till 4.
Yeah.
So just working on the evening one that starts at 7, it sounds to me like it's in the winter. People have arrived with their coats.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking at between October and March time.
Yeah.
That's what I'm feeling from what you've just told me from your imagination. What would be a reasonable length of time in an evening, knowing that what experience people have probably had during the day, either work or whatever it is they do during the day, and then they've got the evening. What's the best length of time for them?
Probably about 2 hours, 7 till 8, 8 till 9. Yeah.
2 hours, lovely.
Yeah.
And let's not forget that you've also got 2 other goals.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
You've got half a day, which we'll work on that separately. And then you've got and I love the way that you think half a day is 10 till 4. You're such a hard master.
Yeah. Okay,
Then we've got your 10 till 4, which is closer to a full day, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think we've got those seminars for you to look at working that have come up and out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your 2-hour one, from the content that you've already shared, you've got your introduction, you've got your meditation, you've got your channeling, you've got a couple of one-to-ones. It sounds to me like we're tailing into the last however many minutes do you think that we've got left after doing all of that?
I just think bringing it together and getting people to stand up and just talk about how they felt, what they feel they've got, from that, and just hold space for them,
So bringing it to a close with some sharing.
Yeah.
How much time do you want to allocate for that?
Probably about 20 minutes.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And just close your eyes for a second now. So you've had the sharing, we've gone through your wonderful welcome, your story, the connected with themselves, has done this amazing meditation. You then shared with whatever you're channeling, whatever's come up. You've done a couple of one-to-ones where you've brought people onto the platform to sit in a chair as you do whatever work is appropriate for that moment. Then you've had everybody do their sharing, perhaps what I call pick and mix, but where those that want to share can and the others listen and internalise. How do you see yourself wrapping a great big bow around this and closing it down? And what's the final? What do you want to leave them with that makes them feel that the session's been complete for them?
I want them to leave with a sense of contentment and hope.
Okay. So what's your closing piece?
I think my closing piece would be that just basically everybody that's in that room has a gift. Nobody's no special, nobody's no worse. And if we only learn to access that gift, it can bring us great success and riches.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And of course, you've got 100 people in the room.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that they can further learn from you with? So do you have other programs they can have access to that you can talk about? Do you have books? Do you have cards? Do you have products?
Yeah.
Do you have programs? What can you leave them with that lets them know if they want to have more of this journey, with Nicola Green's modalities and her style? What can you leave them with that lets them know what it is that they can participate in the future? Can you?
So I'd have my book, I'd have my cards, and I'd have CDs at the back of the room. So, and also a list where they could put the name down if they want to come and work with me one-to-one. Yeah.
Okay. So you'll have a kind of shop at the back of the room.
Yeah.
And you've got quite a selection of services. We spoke earlier about the different things you're going to have. You're going to have mini packages, seminars. You're going to have your training courses where you're going to be teaching your modalities.
Yeah.
So people can become teachers of your modalities. You're also going to do your clearing sessions, got your one-to-one work. What could you give them in the room, maybe on their seats, that lets them know in that moment? So there's Nicola Green on the platform. There's Nicola Green's team. We'll go into a moment what they're wearing so people know that they can ask those people anything they like about the products and services that they can get from you, so they're easily identifiable. So you're on the platform and they're thinking, I've had some light bulb moments and this feels like I'm drawn to learning more from Nicola. What can they have in front of them that lets them know what they could consider for their growth and their transformation?
So there could be like a sheet or a package that's there and it's got all list of services and things that they can access and buy.
A brochure?
Like a pamphlet that's there. Yeah.
Yeah. And, right, okay. Lovely. So, what are people saying to each other as they're walking out the door that your team have heard about the session? So I want you to imagine what that would be. Close your eyes and let's just go into that. What are the people saying that have been in your 2-hour seminar? It's 9 o'clock, they're getting their bags, their coats, they're chatting to each other. What is it they're saying about it behind your back?
Oh my God, that was amazing. I felt really emotional. The energy in the room was fantastic. I really connect with Nicola and how she is and who she is. I feel she's coming from a genuine, authentic space. Nicola had such an energy around her, we could feel it. Amazing channeled messages, yeah.
And what about how they're feeling? What is it that they're saying about how they feel about their experience?
They feel touched and emotional and more connected. I feel like they'll say I feel more grounded. I don't really know what happened or understand it, but I know that I feel different. So there's some shift for them. Yeah.
Okay, what's the title of this seminar? Let's get into. Oh, before we move on, is there anything that we need to explore more in your imagination to do with the seminar?
No, I feel that's fine. Yeah,
we've got
it all.
We've got content, so we've got your story, a meditation, some channeling, some one-to-ones, some sharing, a closing up of a bow. What's next? You know, what else, if you're drawn to working with me, what else is next? This is what you can buy and physically take away that's in the room. So we've got the content. What name? You were looking up then as though you can see a name. What name do we want to put on this seminar?
Divinely guided back home.
Oh, divinely guided back home.
Yeah.
Okay. 3 bullet points. Who it's for. It is for you if.
You know you have a gift, but you don't know how to use it.
What else?
You feel lost and disconnected.
Lovely. What else?
You are open to new experiences of a spiritual nature.
Lovely. Spiritual nature. Lovely. Now, what will they leave with? 3 things.
They will leave with a plan of action.
Oh, lovely.
They will leave with a different perspective.
Lovely.
They will leave with a deeper connection to themselves.
And of course, this isn't the final, but this is our starting point of how you're going to promote it, a deeper connection to themselves. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What night of the week are you doing it?
Thursday and Friday come up, so it's between those days. Yeah.
Which is best for participants?
Friday.
Is it? Just tell me your.
Because we're moving into the weekend, we've not got work in the morning. They can kind of relax into it without thinking, oh, what's the time? And, you know, just feels better. Yeah.
Okay. If you could do it any month, you'd be comfortable with any month. There is no apprehension around it at all. When would you do this?
November.
Okay. What dates would you want to avoid in November?
Oh. Maybe towards the middle of November.
You'd want to avoid the middle or do it in the middle?
So I want to do it in the middle. Avoid the beginning of November.
Because
it gives me more time to plan and prepare.
Well, there's that, but also you want to avoid the bonfire night.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
So what I would look at are the dates in the diary that people would be committed to. So just check out November dates. Now, what location? So you want to do it Friday, mid-November. I know that you're using your phone for this film.
Yeah.
Let me look at what dates there are.
Mm.
So you've got 15th, 22nd, 29th. Which one?
22nd.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we have got your program name. We have got it's for you if you're experiencing any of these things. We've got what you'll take away. We've got your program content. We have got the day, the actual date, and the time.
Yeah.
What's your ticket price going to be?
£29.
Okay. And just tell me how you got to that.
I haven't got a clue. I don't know. I wanted to make it because it's about people buying into my work, so it's an introductory, really. So I want to make it affordable. So maybe £30. £30, yeah.
So there's a little bit of psychology with pricing. Something ending in a 7 sells better than a 9 or a 0.
So maybe 27.
Okay. What location do you want to do it
in? Maybe Leeds.
Okay. If there was somewhere better than Leeds, where would you choose?
Probably York or somewhere where the right people would come. So yeah. So
what's the right people? Oops, sorry.
People that have already gone on a spiritual journey, they're there, but they're still finding themselves. That's the right kind of people. Yeah.
Okay. And your current, the people that currently are attracted to you, understand you and know you, if you were to put a pin in the map, where are they closest to?
Maybe they would be in Huddersfield or something. Yeah, maybe it would be Huddersfield. Yeah, locally. Yeah.
So what made you go to Huddersfield, which is for you better than Leeds or York? Just let's explore what's in mind, just so that you know when you're deciding that you decided from a basis of strength.
Because again, some of the clients and the new clients that are coming in are quite local. So, they might be Home Firth, they might be Halifax, they might be Huddersfield, so yeah, around that region.
So Huddersfield.
Yeah.
What are you feeling? So tell me what you're feeling now.
I kind of want to go back to Leeds again, I think, for some reason. I don't know. Just spread it out a little bit more. Yeah.
What sort of place do you want to do it in?
A very classy place.
Mm-hmm. Tell me more.
Somewhere which has just got a real good energy to it, and yeah, the vibe's got to be right, because it all adds into the work that I do. So it's just got to be right. Not too big and flashy, don't really want that. I want something that supports that. So in between, yeah.
So you're talking a lot about how it feels. So when you start to look for this place, What's going to be on your shortlist to look
Ooh,
at?
ooh. Space, the energy, the location.
When you're going to the location, lovely. Tell me about that. What does the location need to have?
Car parking space.
Right, there you go.
It's got to have facilities to buy drinks and things, refreshments if wanted. It's got to have comfy chairs and nice staff. Yeah.
Okay, so with that in mind, are you thinking of Leeds, car parking, refreshments available?
Mm-hmm.
Give me your top 5 venues that you would speak to first.
Look round at local hotel places and things. Ask about people as well, because again, I do know a lady that owns a farm, and she's got a room that holds a few people, and it's an intimate, beautiful space. It's out in, that's quite a nice place. But again, I'm not sure if the accessibility would be ideal. So I've still got to think about that, Lee. I'm not quite, in my mind, I'm not quite sure what the right space would be, if I'm honest.
Okay, yeah. I think the sooner you know where you're doing it, the sooner you can promote it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what's your homework to go away and do?
My homework to go away and do is to research places, to maybe do a little bit of a poll on Facebook to see if people would be interested in coming.
So just with that, hang on, do a poll on Facebook to see if people would be interested in coming.
Yeah.
So what is it that you'd be asking them if they're interested in coming to?
To a mini seminar or talk or demonstration of my new energy that I'm offering.
Right. So, no, you've just downplayed everything that we've just created. Any demonstration or talk about the new energy I'm offering. So there's 2 things with that. There's nothing mini about it. It's 2 hours. You want it in a lovely space. People can have these great outcomes of being connected to themselves, light bulb moments, and a shift.
Yes.
So, and it's not a new energy you're offering. It's your energy that you're taking to a bigger audience. You started, as we started to end the session, you started to go back to making it smaller, which is totally understandable.
Yeah.
And the fact that you're going to run it by people on Facebook also suggests that you're almost going to ask if you'd be accepted out there. Now, I want you to take action with certainty. When people know this is the date, this is where it is, this is for me because I know I'm lost and looking for something, I'm open to new things, I want to grow spiritually, I know it's for me, I'm going to leave with a new perspective, plan of action, and what was the last thing? A deeper connection to myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I want those things. That's the value that you're offering, that people are going to have those. It's not a new energy. It's something you have not done to 100 people on the stage in the way that they would know you, but they don't know whether you've done it to 1 to 1 or to 100. You're just you're just going to offer it to more people. Yeah. You want it in a classy place. You want them to feel comfortable. So this is, once you set the date, the location, the venue, the ticket price, then people will decide, oh, can I do that? Do I want to do that? But if you just flash an idea that you've played down out there, they're not really sure what they're weighing up. So this is going to require you to committing, because when you fully commit and you're fully owning it and in it, and maybe we need another session for that to happen, because a couple of things that you said you wanted was to not have any fear around it and to have clarity about what it looked like. Well, we've got the clarity.
Yeah.
We now just need to look at and well, we've got a few minutes now, actually. Let's do it now. What made you want to ask permission, almost, from people on Facebook, and then for you to make it smaller than it is? You know, your goal is to play bigger in the world and to affect more powerfully.
Yeah.
What made you start to step back a little bit? What came up for you?
So there's part of me that's saying, people thinking, that little voice in my head going, who does she think she is? You know, who does she think she is? Yeah.
What else?
Nobody's going to come. Nobody values what I have to offer. Not being good enough. Yeah.
What else?
Again, just not being accepted. Yeah. And people saying, what a load of rubbish. She losing plot, you know, these, yeah.
So who are you worried would think, what a load of rubbish, is she losing the plot? The people that have paid £27, bought a ticket and sat in the seat and made their way there, or the people that are not there?
Yeah. I shouldn't really worry about them that aren't going to be there. It's irrelevant.
That's where your logical mind's taking you to. But who is it that you're worried that they might think you don't have value, you're not the best?
Because I've changed energy, like, and obviously people have seen me as that. Those people going, well, I liked her as it were. Why is she doing this? I think that's the fear there.
So people that already know you, that have worked with you, how different is the work?
Well, it's not really. It's just enhanced, I think.
Okay, so it's not different. It's just enhanced.
Yeah.
And so, would you ever request somebody not to grow and develop because you were more comfortable with who they were? Would you ever have that thought about somebody?
No, I'd say go for it. Yeah.
And I just there was something else you said about not being accepted. Now, I don't expect you to answer this whilst we're being filmed.
Okay, yeah.
But I want you to think about what aspect of you do you need to accept? Not that you're not accepting, because I think that we don't consciously notice what we accept and what we don't accept.
Yeah.
So I don't think that we don't accept ourselves. I just think we'll bring awareness to it. What do I need to accept about myself? And bearing in mind the topic of this session is about you playing a bigger role in life and with your work and affecting more people. What aspects of that are you uncomfortable in accepting? And so that is, and I think once you think about it, you know, your mind will come full circle, but it needs to not be under the carpet in the unconscious mind, just doing its own thing. It needs to be brought to surface and think, oh, hang on a second, I'm going to take control of that, because left to its own devices, it's holding you back, perhaps. So think about that. Now, what I noticed as well was some of the more public displays of lack of acceptance. So there's a needing to accept something within yourself that you can pay attention to, but there was also the fear of what others would think and say.
Yeah.
is there anybody, you don't need to name their names, I just need it to be in your awareness, is there anybody whose disapproval, let's use that word, or inability to accept you in your brilliance that would be earth-shattering for you? Is there anybody that when you step out into the world in this bigger, more dynamic, more transformational way, is there anybody whose lack of accepting of that would rock your boat?
No.
Is there anybody who would make you not do it? As in their opinion, not their intervention, but their opinion.
Friends that I really valued and trusted, but I don't think they would, because they know who I am and they support what I do. So no, is the
Okay.
answer.
So if, let's just look at that.
Mm.
Let's just look at where the potential hurdle could be. In your opinion, if a friend, what's the worst thing a friend could say to you about this that you're going to do? So let's just refresh our minds about what you're going to do. You're going to lead 100 people into connecting into themselves, coming home to themselves, having a deeper appreciation of who they are, their gifts, their value to the world, and feeling more empowered and having light bulb moments. That's the outcome that all this towards. If one of your friends had an objection to it, what's the worst thing they could say to you that would mean that you wouldn't do it?
Don't you think it's a bit weird?
Okay. And what do you think when they ask you, don't you think it's a bit weird? So this is one of your...
I feel that I'm saying, well, I am a bit weird. There's that really strong part in me now that is probably more stronger than it was, and that's just saying, look, I'm inside. And that feels stronger than the little voice that says no.
So if somebody said the worst thing, one of your friends, not anybody, but one of your friends, somebody that you love and value and respect, the worst thing they could say to you is, don't you think it's a bit weird? Yeah. You would say, bleep them.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. What's your purpose? What's your life purpose?
My life purpose is to connect people with the truth of who they are so that they can shine the brightest they've ever been.
Okay. Does that apply to you?
Yeah, it does. And through my teachings, I feel like I'm learning as I'm teaching.
Okay. So your life purpose is the work that you do for everybody else.
Yeah.
And it applies to you.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody says, don't you think it's a little bit weird, the worst thing that a friend could say to you, what would they be denying you of fulfilling if you were to listen?
They'd be not accepting all of me for who I am. That's what they'd be denying me.
Yeah, but what else would it be denying you of in life?
Stepping into my full potential.
What impact would that have on your life purpose?
It'd block it.
What's the point of you without that life purpose?
I don't feel there is any point. I feel that I've come here and I've got a job to do and I need to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So somebody's inability to accept you, is that a potential hurdle for the future?
No.
How committed are you to your purpose?
100%, yeah.
Are you fulfilling your purpose in this seminar, divinely guided back home?
I am, yeah. I feel I am. I feel that I'm giving a service that can't be seen, but it can be felt, and that is important. Yeah. Yeah.
So the little bit of inner homework to do is the work around where do I need to accept myself to fully be committed to playing that bigger role.
Yeah.
Is there anything that springs to mind that you're comfortable saying?
No, not really.
Okay. And so your homework, your practical hands-on homework is what?
Yeah. So my practical hands-on homework is doing my research about venues, pricing.
Is the pricing not agreed?
Well, yeah, the pricing's agreed, but making a list and working down that list of everything that's needed in order for that to happen, and then taking action.
So making a list and working down the list in order to make sure that everything's going to happen.
Yes.
Involves.
So looking at venues, looking at the program, what it is I'm offering, looking at the meditation I'm going to run, looking at how valued, what value I can give and how impactful that can be. Yeah.
Okay. So from my point of view, you've got the program.
Yeah.
Refine it. You've got your who's it for. Obviously, you can refine it. You've got what they'll leave with. You can refine it. You've got the day of the week. You've got the date. You've got the timing. So I wouldn't undo any of that unless it clashes with something.
Yeah.
You've got a clear outcome of what it feels like, what you've done, the outcomes that you've created, the value. I've made a load of notes. I will take a picture of them and send them to you.
Thank you.
How much time do you want to give yourself to find the venue?
A month.
So a month would take you to the middle of September.
Yeah.
And then the event's going to be the 22nd of November.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to start now, so maybe 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was it that giving yourself a deadline of a month, what was that giving you?
Time to plan and prepare the course and know where I'm at.
Okay. Do you need time to plan and prepare the course in order to find a venue?
No, I need to book the venue and then fit the jigsaw pieces together. Yeah.
A bit like getting it's almost like doing the Sunday lunch the wrong way round. You can get the meeting, get it cooked, that's your venue. The sooner you get that on, the better.
Thank you so much for giving me your time, and it's been amazing. And so you're just so magic when you work. It's just.
Have you got out of this session what you wanted, darling?
Absolutely, yeah. It's given me that fire again to go. Yeah, it's put all those pieces together.
Lovely, right, darling. Speak to you later. Have a great day.
Thank you, my darling. See you later.